A very common question: how many times do we need to stretch? You have to remember, everybody are getting old, and as we age, stretching is the most important ingredients to incorporate in our everyday life. Whether you are doing a regular exercise or just having a sedentary lifestyle, it is still important to do stretch. It's probably more important than your strength and endurance. It complements them. It doesn't mean that I don't want you to do strength training and endurance. Let's imagine, who would want to be limited or stuck progressively in your body? It makes your running or just walking difficult. Even your shoulder, just imagine you're not able to raise your arms overhead because you're tight. So it makes reaching out difficult. And if you drive, you need to turn your head and shoulder at the same time. If this gets worse, you might even affect your balance. That can cause life-altering falls. So the question is, how many times do we need to stretch? My questions to you is, are you moving enough? Based on the suggestion of the Harvard Medical School publishing, we should stretch at least 2 to 3 times a week. But in my opinion, and for a logical reason, I believe that they're just playing safe and they just aligned it with the recommended exercise in order for you to actually stretch yourself after a regular exercise, which also happens to be 3 times a week. But think about this. Again, my questions to you: are you moving enough? Especially in our generation right now, which we call the digital age. You know the answer, and you know how many hours you are spending moments wherein you are uninterrupted and not moving. That doesn't include traveling, socializing, watching movies or Broadway. The average hours that we spend sitting is around 6 to 8 hours. Have you heard adaptation? This adaptation principle or adaptation rule is actually what you are hoping to accomplish when you are doing your 1 to 2 hours of workout. So, adaptation. Have you ever wondered how the body adapts? So we can explain simply that body adapts to what you are repeatedly doing or exercising, or any position that you spend most of the hours. So look at the numbers that I've given to you. Suppose you are working out and you go back to your job at the same time. Do you think your body will adapt on the 1 to 2 hours of workout than the 6 hours spending behind your computer? Does that make sense? Your body definitely will adapt more on the 6 to 8 hours of sitting. You're actually programming your brain to be static. So this is not something like rocket science. Your body will adapt more on where you put yourself most of the time. Therefore, stretch or proper or safe self-stretching should be based on your current activity level. 3 times a week is absolutely not enough to most people who spend their life sitting most of the days. As long as you know how to stretch properly, there is actually no overtraining when it comes to healthy stretching. So, to answer the question of how many times do we need to stretch, a general answer to that would be every day. So, every day would be the best answer for those who find themselves sedentary most of the day. And for those whose career is dependent extreme flexibility, then definitely they need less stretching to maintain their flexibility. Right now, we are just talking about basic answer in order for you to somehow think about the logic and the reason behind stretch and why we need to stretch. But there are really a lot of in-depth ideas that we need to elaborate in order for us to really understand the importance of a healthy stretch. Thank you for listening.